Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Would you look at all these beautiful people here? First off, I wanted to give a huge shout out. Yes, I left it up there through the whole intro. Safe Line Live, a new channel member. Channel member. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. We all know and love Safe Line Live, which oddly sounds like a suicide hotline or something like that. But appreciate what you do. And, thank you for the channel membership. So Safe Line Live was actually the first person in chat tonight, so you know you are due at least one crisp high five. I appreciate you, brother. Kurt 24, Safe Line, MC, what's up, brother? Good to see you guys. Joe Morris, Swamp Dog, BB Luminous, Swamp Dog, Man Against the Masses. What's up, man? Good to see you. Agorizer, where you been at, man? I feel like it has been a minute. Sorry, I'm like burping and shit. Night Custom Builds, what's up, man? Good to see y'all. Look at all you guys, man. Morningstar, got Opie. Opie just got a brand new rifle after a 7-day waiting period. Good God, I cannot imagine having to actually wait 7 days for a firearm. Like, what type of commie is that? But I'm glad that you are arming yourself, my brother. Who else is here? Oh, bad. And then we got channel member. I did say welcome, new channel member, Safe Line Live. Appreciate you, brother. All right, who else we got up in here? Ting Ting, good to see you. Good to see you. I actually did not know what GTSY meant until I met Ting Ting. So shout out to you. P38 Wilberto. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And I think Detective John Kimball, thank you, our resident Fed. I appreciate you for coming in. IPS with the Nofsky Incorporated. UAV Hero, what's up, brother? Should remember he had tacos for dinner. Tea for Tejas. Nice. Ishnificus, Ron Wayne, Gerchop. Ukraine, bro, no one cares about you. Oh, well, not that no one cares about the crane of the U, but it's yeah, it's all set up, man. It's all set up. Flying Rich, what's up, man? Good to see you. Check your IG. Okay, I will as soon as I'm not running a stream with 30 people in it. Promise. Who else we missed? I know my chat jumped, so I missed a bunch of people, but Mike McClune, what's up, brother? Good to see you. And all y'all, good to see all y'all, man. Thank you for hanging out. So, you guys know that every time we do a stream, what we do is we start by, discussing food items, right? We say, what did you have for dinner? And then we just make up a bunch of shit because it throws off the algorithm, honestly. Sorry, brother, I don't know what to call you. All forgiven, Mr. O. No one in here cares. I care about you, Gurchov. I just don't care about Zukrain. Chuck Norris Gun Club. Howdy, partner. Good to see you. Shaking beef over garlic noodles. Mexican. Nice. It's regarding JSD support. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll take a look. In that case, yes, I'll definitely take a look. Now, actually, we have a very, very special guest that I'm about to actually bring in here in a sec. But I'm going to do one other thing because something happened to my last stream. My last stream was actually locked by YouTube, and I was told that my content was locked private because of deceiving and dangerous information. Bro, I don't know what kind of deceiving and dangerous information. I guess the truth is dangerous info nowadays. Sorry. So I'm gonna have to look into that. We can't be all truthful and stuff on these. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because one of the people that was in this video that we played at the beginning of our last stream is one of our guests today. And I realized on the last stream, I thought I played it, but for some reason it didn't screen share because I hadn't technically brought myself into the stream. So anyway, I'm going to start by playing the video. I stand with JSD Supply, and then I'll bring in our guest. And what we're gonna do is cooking meatballs with Danny and Dark. So hang tight. Boom, 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 chicka, boom, boom. Oh, oh, it is muted. Beautiful. All right, hang tight, y'all. I stand with JSD Supply.
I stand with JSD Supply.
I stand with JSD Supply.
Give a shout out to JSD Supply.
I stand with JSD Supply.
We stand with JSD Supply.
I stand with JSD.
I stand with JSD Supply.
Aegis Gun Care stands with JSD Supply.
I stand firmly with JSD Supply.
I stand with JSD Supply.
I stand with JSD Supply.
I stand with JSD Supply.
And I stand with JSD.
And 100%, I stand with JSD. I stand with Jordan.
I'm here to support JSD.
I support Jordan over at JSD Supply.
They need your help right now. JSD is going to fight the ATF in court. They are a supporter of the 3D printed gun community.
Your contributions to the community go far beyond just that of a standard company. You have always had our backs. Just know that we got yours.
This is what this community is about.
I know you're on the front lines, but you're not in this alone. Thanks for everything you've done and everything you're going to do.
Now it's our turn to show him support.
Stick with it, guys. You're fighting the good fight. We've got your back.
Jordan, we got your back, homie.
Don't let them get you down, Jordan. Keep up the fight, brother.
Stick with it. We need you.
And just keep fighting the good fight.
We got your back. We love you.
We're with you, Jordan.
For Jordan and his team, just know that you guys aren't doing this alone.
Jordan, don't worry about a thing, buddy. We have your back. We have the back of you, Aaron, Bailey, Bob, and everyone else at JSD.
We're 110% behind you on this.
So, Jordan, just understand that lots of people are rooting for you.
We got your back, brother. You got this.
Keep your head up, brother.
It's time that we stand up.
Help them fight the ATF.
Wait. Not fight the ATF. I mean, like, peacefully fight the... well, come out in PLA. Let them know what we're talking about.
This is the two-way printing community / just general freedom community. We can help out by going to givesendgo.com/JSD. Donate there to help the legal fund.
See, that's what we meant. You get it now? I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Prince, you repeat out.
I'm out.
And one final note. The ATF has not yet met an opponent quite like JSD Supply. Good luck, bitches.
Reasons why I like the people holsters.
Don't you dare be pumping that ish on my channel. Okay, so guys, if you saw out of all of those people, one beautiful mug with a lot of bass in his voice that just seemed to have gigantic meatballs, it was this one guy named Danny. What's up, brother?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I'm kind of a little starstruck, a little bit, man.
No.
It's so funny. You're like, I'm just a dude, man. I'm
just a normal ass dude, man.
Yeah, man. I'm sitting here. I was like, man, I can't be like vaping in front of him, and I see you like.
Oh, is that bad? That's such an addiction, bro.
Please, man, like vape all you want, blow clouds.
I don't want YouTube to think you have harmful content, though. You know,
right? I mean, I must when we speak about things like the truth, truthy stuff.
Yeah, that extremist stuff. Yeah,
man. This whole right-wing extremist truth stuff. Man, it's crazy. So funny enough, me and AG Cast got the same message the same night within an hour of each other's content being posted. And I don't know what So I did bring up the obviously, you were part of the I Stand with JSD Supply video, and thank you for sending in your submission.
Yeah.
We did play the video. We did. I thought we played it a couple times. We played it once. We were talking about the fund. We said the word donation several times. So I mean, maybe they genuinely thought that I was like scamming or something like that. Maybe the algorithm picked it up and then it was reviewed by somebody, because now that stream is open and available. So yeah, it's really odd. But AGCast and I got the same message, and then Sabar sent someone else to me that got something similar. It was just super bizarre. But anyway, so you're Danny Meatball. Let everyone here know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Yeah, like you said, Danny Meatball. I am a 3D gun or gun accessory developer for the community. I'm part of Are We Cool Yet? And that's about it. Just a normal guy like we talked about. Nothing fancy. Real
What would you
nerdy.
say you're most known for?
I would assume the drum at this point, since that's the most recent release. I've only actually had, well, I guess it's 3 releases at this point,
Yeah.
which were the Glock mags, some random other mags I had, and then the drum. So
Now you have some like standard magazines, but then you have like some what is it, like a 60 round Glock mag or something, 47 round or something crazy like that?
which one? The super long one? I think you could fit like 37 in there. I don't think I've actually ever
37.
counted. Yeah, the big stick ones.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. It looks like massive, and I was like, holy hell. I think
Yeah.
somebody said you could hold 69 rounds in there, but I think they were being silly. I'm pulling up a picture here. Okay, yeah, so there we go. So yeah, I would say, oh, look at that, all over Reddit. Let me pull this up. Let's see who posted this. No, I don't want notifications from Reddit, man. Pew Tang, what's up, brother? Good to see you. JC9, all you guys. Working on getting fixed. You guys are the best. Yeah, so quick update while I pull this up. The Gibson Go was temporarily suspended, and I kind of want to give you guys an overview of how this works. So you guys know that, when you see like GoFundMe shut down or be suspended, that's a huge concern. With Gibson Go, it's different. They actually pay out daily, and they only take a credit card processing fee, and they pay out with Stripe. And to my knowledge, Jordan only has to update the Stripe information, and then it will resume, the ability to take donations. So no, they're not taking the money from him. No, he's not at risk of losing the funds, and he likely already has all of or most of the funds already. So by you guys doing this, by us using Gibson Go, and thank you. Like Crump and I were literally making a profile at the same time for Jordan and for JSD. So what we did is we took his paragraph and my paragraph and just threw them both together and put them out there. But it's all good. Thank you guys for bringing it to our attention. You will be able to resume donations shortly. And thank you, Putang, for coming in here. Love you, brother. And no, 40 Smith & Wesson not for the win. Danny, how do you feel about 40 Smith & Wesson?
Well, we have the debate over in Are We Cool Yet often about 9mm versus 22. And of course, neither of them are the best caliber, because 10mm is the best millimeter and best caliber overall.
Yeah,
so
of course.
40 Smith & Wesson, I don't want to give you a history lesson, but it's because the FBI couldn't handle 10mm, so they developed a 40 cal.
Yeah, there were weak wrists.
Exactly. Yeah, so you already know.
100%. Yeah. It was something about like a TV show that inspired them to carry a 10 mil, but they just couldn't handle it.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I think 40 was definitely cool when I was like 23, and I bought a Glock 23. Actually, yeah, I bought a Glock 23 right around the same time, and it was like $350. and I actually did a lot of testing with the HSTs, and they were good rounds. But man, the technology for ammo has come so far in such a short period of time that, like, in my opinion, 9 mil is just where it's at. And we constantly have, mostly with like two people in chat here, 40 Gay and Wesson. Yeah. Where is he? Oh, I saw you in here. It must be 39 rounds of 9 mm because you would only need 1 round of 40. Yeah. So Martin Kaminsky and I go back and forth. We kind of just poke fun, but we talk about how stupid 40 caliber is. But if any of you guys need to purchase 40 caliber, you can go to the Gun Food. What's up, Gun Foodie? Good to see you, man. Actually, you can also, I think you can use code DARK to save money on ammunition with the Gun Food too, which shout out to him. Yeah, so let me pull this drum up real quick. Sorry, I get sidetracked easily.
I do too. I swear to God, ADHD is a must in the gun CAD community, and
Oh yeah,
100% of us have it.
I couldn't imagine like not. Now I'm not a CAD guy. I'm not. I am committed though. Hold on, I saw something else in here. Damn, that's pretty.
Do you want me to grab a drum? I have one sitting over here.
Oh hell yeah, yeah! If you have one there.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. Whoops, and all sorts of shit on the floor. There we go.
Okay, let's get you full screen.
Here it is.
Oh,
it's nothing
yeah.
crazy.
And didn't you help design a double drum for the Glocknowski?
Yeah, so IPS came to me and was like, "Hey man, crazy idea. What about a double drum for this sweet double Glock?" And I was like, "Say less." And then I threw one together. It's still in the works. He's having a couple of feeding issues, but we're getting that sorted out.
It looks like I mean, you did a good job. Like as far as simplicity goes, it looks like you nailed it. I think having two of them could be complicated potentially.
No, they're just two of these. They're two independent systems, so it's literally just building two of these. Extremely simple.
Okay.
It's not like a beta mag where it's two drums that like feed into one, although that is going to be a future project because that's just it has to be. That's the order of events that kind of has to happen.
Yeah, yeah. Are you gonna make like some super cool like play on beta, like the word beta mag?
I don't name any of my projects because I have zero imagination. So it's always just the guys that I work with that come up with whatever naming scheme, and
You know what?
we
It's
vote
funny you
on
say
whichever
that
one.
because I don't actually like I can't think of what any of your shit is called. I mean, I know like I know what they are, but what are the names of your
So
mags?
the Glock mags are the DMB whatever. So the DMB 17 for the Glock 17, 19 for the Glock 19,
Okay.
which is super standard, boring naming scheme. This is actually called the Drum, which is an acronym, DRUM, which stands for Danny's Rotary Universal Magazine, which Invader Zip came up with that name.
Dude, Zip is incredible.
I love Zip. Yeah, he actually is who sponsored me onto Are We Cool Yet? So me and
That's
him are
awesome.
good friends. Yeah.
Yeah, he's I've had him on and he's his level of intelligence, like I'm sure
Dude.
you guys talk like way more than I do. Like has he talked about some of the like crazy things he's doing on some of his new stuff, like with the round counter and stuff like that?
He's so he's like a aircraft engineer of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got all sorts of crazy shit in the works.
Yeah, he actually openly discussed. I was kind of surprised because he was like, "Hey, this is for stuff that's not out yet." Like, I was assuming it was like the Ark or something, but he and I had like me, him, and Flying Rich were all on Instagram Live, and he was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna, openly discuss this stuff." He's talking about using a oh my God, Rich, help me out. What's that thing called that? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank on it, but it's basically, it would be a round counter on like a Halo style firearm. I can just say that
Mhm.
if you were to pop in a 30-round mag, dump 7 rounds, take it out. When you put it back in, it still says 23 rounds. Dump 2, take it out, put a full mag in, it says 30. And there's like, God damn it, Rich, I totally forgot. Help me out, because I saw your ass in chat.
So I think almost every dev has thought of something similar and like how to do it.
Yeah.
So you can use a time and flight sensor, which is like
Okay.
laser beams that measures the bottom of the follower.
That's right. Yeah, you
You
mentioned
can
that.
use like a linear potentiometer. I'm not going to get into the science of it, but
Yeah,
yes,
you
and
can get as crazy as you want with it.
hopefully Zip does it because it's super it's not super complicated. It just takes a lot of work to like sit down and like figure it out and how to integrate it into the gun and stuff.
Yeah, I
But
think once you've got it nailed like once, like you could duplicate it pretty easily. God, man, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on it. It's something that senses like um, movement, and you can kind of gauge it to sense, like, let's say, um, X amount of psi from the cartridge going off, and then like if you threw the gun on the ground, it wouldn't set off the. It's a kind of like meter, but there's pros and cons with using like that versus like the lasers that measure in the magazine. And I forgot what that shit's called already too. So it's the reason why I don't develop shit, but either way, yeah, I mean, I was super impressed, man, by just your magazines, and obviously, Aussie comes out with some of the coolest shit. One of the things that I fell in love with was, let me see if I got it here. Oh yeah, everybody needs a SCAR stock, right? And
yes,
this thing, when Rich showed me, he created, like, I don't know what he did to his settings, but he has been printing so fast, and again, I don't even like know what he did. Everybody has been telling him, like Ralph and everyone is like, bro, like that shit's gonna break. And I think his arc did actually break, but he printed this shit so fast and it's solid. Like I cleaned it up and he printed this for me actually. Super clean print. It looks good. It looks, aside from my cleanup where I accidentally took off letters from the other side. It looks good, man. And just the projects that y'all come out with are crazy, man.
so I actually have one of it's printing right there on the CR10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's part of another project. I don't know if I'm allowed to show it. It's a 37 millimeter signaling device. It's not a firearm, though I don't want to get you striked.
You should be able to. Yeah,
you want to see
you
it?
go ahead. Is it the? Oh, it's the one that you've been showing, like with the magazine tube.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yes.
You want to see it?
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
All right, here it is.
Oh my god, dude!
It's big as fuck, dude.
Holy shit! Okay, so most people may not know what that is. So explain what that is.
So,
it's a non-firearm for any YouTube.
It's not a firearm, right? Because if it was a firearm, it'd be a destructive device, and that would be a felony, and I can't handle a felony, right?
Yeah.
So this is a signaling device because it shoots 37 millimeter signaling rounds. You guys have probably seen the Thump and Grind, which is the single shot one that V8 and them made. And ever since then, we've been trying to come out with a pump one. And there's another pump that's kind of based off the China Lake that they're developing. And I kind of went a different route with this one. So you can see the barrel here is underneath the magazine up top. So it's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
bring
like,
you off full screen just in case they're
okay. I'll hide it.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good.
So if you've ever seen the GM94 Russian grenade launcher, it's a similar design. So the barrel pumps forward, and the magazine is up top.
Yeah. So it's a tubular magazine on top.
Yep. And I
Now,
can go ahead.
do you know why there are not an abundance of uh, multi-shot 40 millimeters on the market?
40 millimeters, like actually produced?
Yeah, like
or
actual DDs. So I learned this actually by a guy from 82nd Airborne. I was like, man, like there's so many ways you could make like the one, I forgot what it's called, but the one that's like a revolver, right?
Okay, yeah,
And there's so many ways you could make like a pump action one, a double barrel, like a side by side, a quad, like. And he was like, well, actually, the reason that most of the 40 millimeters, or even 37 millimeters for that matter, which is less of a concern, but the reason why 40 millimeters are typically single shot is just in case you get a detonation, you don't have like 6 of them blowing up in front of you. You have one of them blowing up in front of
Yeah.
you. But with a signaling device, obviously, you don't have that concern.
So I'll give you a little bit of my background. I am a bomb tech. That's my actual job. Yeah, for the
Okay,
military.
guys, that's it. He is a permanent fixture here because we are energetic enthusiasts here.
Yeah. So that's my day job. So a lot of the military ordnance that you'll see out of the multi-shot launchers, or any launchers really, like the Mark 19,
Mhm.
the fully automatic one.
Belt fed, yep.
Yeah, they have a lot of safeties that are built into them that make sure that they don't detonate prematurely. They have to fly a certain distance and so many rotations out of the barrel and
Yeah,
all that
and
whatnot.
actually, fun fact, a lot of people don't know this. They would assume that like ammunition between the Mark 19 and the M203 are the same, and they're not. And the
Correct.
reason that they're different is, well, obviously they're different because one is a single shot and one is a fucking belt-fed machine gun, 40 millimeter. But what Danny's saying is that once the so like an HEDP round is timed to where once it is detonated and let's call it the lift charge initiates, it has to rotate a particular amount for it to I guess bypass the safety to be able to explode. So if it falls right in front of your feet, it won't blow your ass up because those things have like a 7 to 10 meter kill radius or something like that.
It's probably more around 5, depending on
Yeah.
the round. So you have the HEDP that have the shape charge in them, and then the frag sleeve, or like some are purely frag sleeve, and so
Gotcha.
on and so forth. Another fun fact about the M203, and I learned a lot about this when I was researching like how to build that,
Yeah.
is the M203 and all the other underbarrel mounted ones, their barrels are made out of aluminum. They have aluminum barrels. They're not
No
steel.
shit.
Right. So that is why they came up with the high-low rounds, which is what the underbarrel ones shoot versus the pure just high pressure rounds that like the Mark 19 shoot. And that's why you can't interchange them. You will absolutely detonate that barrel.
Oh, okay.
So they're
That's
actually really
interesting.
lightweight.
No
Surprisingly
shit.
enough. Yeah.
So like the new production like LMT 40 millimeters, those are rifled aluminum barrels.
Yeah. And if you ever actually look at the rifling on the inside, and I don't know why they did this. There's a good reason, and I think Ian from Forgotten Weapons went over it. But the rifling starts gradually and then starts tightening up right towards the end to kind of get the spin, so it's not imparting that much force on the round so soon right out of the brass.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of interesting nerdy shit, but I find it fascinating.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm my mind like tries to put things together that like I've the only 40 millimeter round that I held was registered to an individual that was using it as a. He actually got it on a Form 4, and he serialized the casing, and he was reloading it himself like lawfully, and because when you don't have all the fun stuff and you have to, I mean, you can legally get a 40 millimeter, get it registered as a destructive device, and then you can legally purchase 40 millimeter rounds as well. But you also have to do, tax stamp for each one, but you're not going to find them. That's the thing.
So luckily in my job, I get to play with cool stuff. This
Oh
is
my
just a
God.
practice round. It's already fired.
Yeah.
But it helps when I'm like looking, like for design information and stuff.
Dude, that is so cool, man.
Just so everybody, if in case any ATF guys are watching, this isn't real. It's a NERT. And it's authorized in NERT. All right. So
Dude, I'll tell you that right now there is statistically 4.6 ATF officers watching.
wonderful.
So
I'm sure they were
we'll-
already watching me anyway.
yeah, I mean, once you get to a certain point where just with the stuff that I Google, like, wow, I didn't know you could synthesize RDX from hexamine. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. But like a lot of people don't know, and there's kind of this like taboo around it that explosives are illegal, and that's not the case. Which because of the kinds of things you do, we don't have to dive into as much of a conversation as we typically would. But I think it's important that people understand safety of explosives, that people understand, even if it's just really simple rudimentary stuff. Let me say it differently. I find the value in lawfully uh, uh, exploring legal energetics.
Yeah. No, I have a couple of pounds of binary in the closet over there.
Yep.
And like you said, it's completely legal. And what the ATF or whatever law enforcement agency is looking for is your intent
Yeah.
when you own it, right? If I have exploding targets sitting over there and I intend to shoot them with a gun and make them explode or whatever, it's perfectly fine. But the second that you want to put them into like a pipe for a pipe bomb or
Yeah.
whatever, your intent changes. And you are breaking the law, rightfully so. You probably shouldn't be making pipe bombs.
That's
They're
true.
very dangerous.
Making pipe bombs is bad, generally speaking.
Right. So it's all about what you do with it, right? Same thing with that 37 millimeter flare launcher. The second that I have an anti-personnel round, then it then becomes a gun.
Yeah.
And then it is now a destructive device. So
Bingo, you got it. Yeah, and I imagine you had to do a lot of well, I guess with what you do, you probably already knew a good amount, but a lot of research is due for topics like that. The 37 millimeter is incredible. It is so versatile, and I think a lot of people that may not understand the difference from like a bird banger and something anti-personnel, or people buy like rubber rounds because they're like, or foam rounds because they're like, oh, a rubber baton, that's cool, not knowing that that's actually technically considered an anti-personnel round, and that could land you in a lot of trouble. So people, for you guys out there, just make sure that you understand, you know what you're doing. And when the first time you like hand make a bird bomb or something like that, and you see all that room left over, you're like, man, like the things that you could do, but don't do anything stupid. Follow all, federal, local, state laws, rules, regulations, restrictions, and sanctions, and all that stuff, guys, because it's important.
Yeah, it's best to arm yourself with information. One, it'll protect you, and two, you'll be smarter afterwards. So,
hell yeah. So, tell me more about that. I imagine, it should be called the pump and grind, but what? Remind me of the name.
This one doesn't have a name yet.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, not yet. I don't name them.
Wow.
I'm waiting for my team to come up with a name. It's still pre-alpha. I'm the only one that has all the files for this because it's not in fully working. So you can see I have a round in there, and I'll kind of show you. This might be a little loud, so I'll mute myself while I do it.
Oh, snap. Oh my God.
So I finally got that working today, where it holds the round right where I need it to be in pump, and then the next round knocks it out of the way. The hardest part right now for that is finding a spring for the magazine. I have some like stupid thick springs that I got from McMaster they're just
Yo,
like,
that is so sick. I'm gonna have to ask you to do that again. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I can do it. But this spring is, I think it's 2.5 millimeter thick wire, which is just way too like tough. So you can't load more than like 2 rounds in the tube. It's
Yeah.
designed to hold 3 in the tube, 1 on standby, and then you can like preload 1 in the tube. So that's like 5 total.
Oh, nice. Kind of like what is it, 1887 style design. Like, so you can have 1 in the tube, a floater, and 3 in the
Yeah.
magazine.
Yep.
Damn. Okay.
If we can
So
find the right spring.
that's pretty awesome. What is the likelihood of being able to 3D print a spring? 0?
3D printing it, the spring itself is probably pretty low chance, but the next step is 3D printing a spring bender that we can use. I think it's music wire. It's like
Okay.
spring wire material, and we'll bend our own springs because
Yeah.
we've looked all over. I can't find a spring manufactured and readily available to use in this. So we're gonna have to make our own.
Dude, that's so sick. Yeah, no, guys, I was just asking, right? Because like, how awesome would it be if you could, aside from the, was it a fence post barrel?
It is a fence post. Yep.
Yeah, a fence post barrel and hardware, and like the less we could use, the more we could print, the better. That's why I asked. Give me a break, all right? I'm young and
But
dumb when it comes to this stuff.
even then, it's a short trip to the hardware store, right?
Yeah.
I'm not using anything gun related in this whatsoever. It's all nuts and bolts and bar stock and threaded rod, everything I got from Lowe's.
Dude, that's
Oh.
crazy, man. Somebody asked, actually, that's a good question. Let's see, spring winding is not super high tech. Yeah, so I'm sure they could do it. Or you could stack springs. What are your thoughts on that?
So it's long, and that's another issue, is it's like 300 some millimeters long, because I work in millimeters because I don't know, I just got into it. But the AR buffer isn't quite long enough, but it's again also very thick. I think that's like 2 millimeters thick.
Okay.
So I'm looking for like 1 millimeter thick wire, and to find a spring that like is that long and like 35 millimeters in diameter, it's just very hard to find. We've also looked into constant force springs, which are like rolls of flat steel that you unspool and come back.
Okay.
It's in the works. I don't know. We're not quite there yet, but that is
Yeah.
kind of the next step. We're gonna need to find a spring eventually.
Dude, I gotta be honest. I mean, the first time that I saw the thump and grind, I was like, okay, I got to get my printer back. My printer's been down for like 5-6 weeks, and I've just not been inspired enough to get it back up and running. When I saw the thump and grind, I was like, bro, okay, I got to get that back up and running. But when I saw that, that's like, okay, as soon as I get off the stream, I'm gonna go fuck with that thermistor to see if I can get that back up and running.
Yeah, that's why I have 4 printers sitting over there. It started out with just 1, and then I was
Yeah.
like, man, I really want to print something while something else is printing, and then it kind of just got out of hand.
How do
But
you like the CR10?
CR10 was the first printer I had. It
really?
is it's all right. It's old. It's a CR10 V1.
Okay.
I've had it for probably 5 years now. Haven't changed much about it. It has Clipper running on it. Right now the heated bed is fucked up, so I literally have a thermistor that's plugged into the motherboard that's just like hanging out the back, just so it can keep running, because I just need it to run. I'm running it till the wheels fall off.
Damn, dude. I mean, props.
My favorite printer right here in the blue, the big blue box, it's a Truden, or a Vividino Truden. Have you heard of a Voron?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is like a manufactured Voron. There's a company that makes them assembled. It literally came assembled in a big ass
That's
box.
great.
Kind of pricey. It's been a dream to work with.
Well,
Extremely
probably like
fast.
a few $1,000s, I imagine, like $3 grand.
Not, it's 1,600.
Oh shit, that's not bad.
Shipped 1,600 to my house. Yeah, not bad at all.
Dude, I imagine that being way more expensive.
No, and it has the independent Z. Each corner has its own Z belt, so it's like
Yeah.
it's very fancy. It's very nice.
So have you experimented with doing one extruder for supports and then one with like the water soluble filament?
I have not, and I see those printers with like the dual print heads and all that other stuff out there, and I get really excited about it. And then I realize that most of the shit that I print is just like prototyping stuff because of
Mhm.
being a dev. You just print prototypes and throw it away. So it's not something that I would use that much. I only print in PLA plus. All the other people on the team are printing in nylons and stuff. And like
Yeah.
again, I really want to print in nylon, but I throw all my stuff away. Like I'll print it, like nope, I need to change this. Throw that piece away. Print it,
Yeah.
nope, next one. You know what I mean? So I've kind of accepted the fact that for now I'm just gonna print in PLA plus. My support settings are really dialed in. They all kind of just pop off really nicely. So I'm just gonna
Nice.
let it be for the time being, and not try to get in anything that requires like a learning curve or changing anything else.
Okay, so then you're using Cura?
I am using Cura.
Okay, because
Yeah.
Prusa is not as friendly.
People live and die by Prusa. I learned on Cura. I don't. It's just very easy, and you can't beat tree supports.
Yeah, dude, I've been tempted to go, but I just had a compatibility issue when I got my first printer. It was like a old mono price. John Crump actually gave it to me, and actually, hold on, before I go into the story, they get a few questions. Chuck Norris Gun Club says, "How many foot-pounds of torque do you need on that spring?"
So, you might laugh at me, but nothing I do is to any technical specification. I don't have an engineering degree. I don't know jack shit about engineering.
Nice.
And I'll give
That's
you
actually cool.
I'll give you a quick like a little bit more background. So being a bomb tech, your
Mhm.
job is kind of like problem solving, right?
Yeah.
There's a problem, a bomb, or whatever it is, and you got to like solve that problem. So that translates really well into kind of engineering where it's like I have a problem, how do I solve it? And you can figure it out in CAD. So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where I get my skills, if you will.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm not a technical person when it comes to this at all.
Are you in active Leo?
No, I'm military.
Oh, military. Okay, gotcha. So, are you EOD?
Yes.
Damn, that's pretty awesome. Sorry, I don't mean to dig too much like on your
That's
personal
fine.
stuff. I'm just kind of curious. Um, so you're pretty much a fucking psychopath, and
That
you're
there's
awesome at the same time.
that's there's I don't know. Yeah, you got to be a little bit messed up in the head, so they say.
Yeah, I mean, so look, I'm kind of joking, right? But like, that's what like most people say is that EOD guys are just crazy. And when you said, because you got to be a little bit crazy, right? But when you said bomb tech, I didn't know if that was military or law enforcement. But so what are you like fascinated with explosives? Do you love them? Do you hate like what's
Honestly, I wasn't fascinated with I was more fascinated with guns when I joined the military.
Mhm.
And I went to the recruiter and they were like, these are the special warfare billets that you can fill. And
Yeah.
I was like, EOD, like what's that? And I went and watched a couple of videos. I was like, yeah, it seems all right. And then you kind of fall in love with it a little bit more as you go, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't. I was never playing with bombs and stuff when I was younger. I was maybe a little bit of a pyro,
Yeah.
but nothing crazy.
So are you using like robots and like RC cars and like shit like that?
Yeah, we got plenty of robots, sweet bomb suits. Our career field is really small, but we get like a pretty big budget to keep up our equipment and training and stuff. So we get a lot of awesome opportunities to go and do some awesome training and get a lot of
Nice.
high tech shit.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can tell me to shut the fuck up at any point, okay?
Nah,
But now
man,
I'm
I'm all
like
for it.
super curious. What's like the crazy situation that you've ended up in?
Um, So I joined back in 2012, and that's kind of when the Iraq-Afghanistan war kind of died down a lot. So I've only had like back-based deployments, nothing crazy. So I've never done anything super crazy overseas. You get a lot of like weird shit. So I was up in Montana for a couple years, and they have a lot of like dynamite up there because of farmers and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know it doesn't sound as like interesting as like an IED somewhere, but
Oh, dude,
crystallized
fucking
nitro
financial
dynamite,
volume. That shit is powerful.
dude, it is terrifying.
Yeah.
So they had some
Extremely
dynamite.
unstable.
Yeah, yeah, in the middle of town. So we have this big containment vessel. It's like a giant steel ball that you can put shit in. So we sprayed it down with some desensitizer and put it in there, and luckily we all lived. So
Hold on. You have explosive desensitizer?
I gotta watch where I step here,
Okay,
because
yeah, don't say anything to get in trouble.
it won't be getting in trouble. I just this is not legal advice. The ATF, FBI, they don't recommend any desensitizing agent for explosives because you
Okay.
don't know what the explosives are, especially like homemade explosives.
Sure.
But for crystallized nitroglycerin, you can use, and again, don't quote me on this, but I think we used acetone.
Yeah.
And nitroglycerin is soluble in acetone, so it makes it not crystals anymore, which makes
Yeah.
it safer to move. So desensitizer, kinda 100%. Now, I'm not saying that if you find crystallized dynamite, go handle it yourself. Call the professionals.
Yeah, no, don't do anything yourself. Don't do anything
Right.
yourself at all, unless you're crazy. But don't do anything at all. And you know, guys, this is just a conversation. And
100%.
for YouTube, YouTube, thanks for letting me be here for the time that I've been here. I'm already surprised I'm still here. And also, everything on this channel is for informational purposes only, and it's all comedy and satire. Okay,
That's right.
So it's all a joke. But yeah, so acetone can well, I'm sorry. So you're saying that the FBI and BATFE have said that it's a possibility that acetone could desensitize trinitral-toluene. Or
No, the
well,
ATF
no.
and FBI didn't say that. It is scientifically proven that some explosive components are soluble in certain things. Some might be soluble in water, some might be soluble in like WD-40 or whatever.
Interesting.
But I think nitroglycerin is soluble in acetone, which, if you know, acetone obviously is like super volatile, so it evaporates really quickly. So you got to like keep it soaked in acetone, or else
Yeah.
the crystals will just form somewhere else that you don't want them to form.
That's so crazy, man. It's like, man, I got that shit right here. Like, it's in
I
my
think
dorm room.
we had somebody drive to Ace Hardware. We were like, we need a lot of acetone, so they just drove to Ace Hardware, picked up like a gallon of it. And that's
RCXD
what we
ready
use.
for deployment.
That's right.
Yeah, when people drop the Call of Duty little sentences there, that's, you know, that they're pros. What's up, Jetson? Good to see you. Andy Lipsco, what's up? What explosive do you find the most fascinating?
The most fascinating. Again, I got to be careful what I say because I don't want to inspire anybody.
Yeah, and this is all just for don't even talk about Tad P, guys. That's
okay. Never mind. I was just gonna say Tad P.
Well, okay. So from well, yeah,
we got to be careful what we say.
I know,
right?
you're so right, because it's like, you know. Okay, so well, now go ahead. You okay?
C4. C4 is my favorite explosive.
Well, no, and hey, if it's Tad P, it's still fascinating. Simtex H, yep, yeah, that's. But DLD has acetone for when his daughter paints his nails. That's great.
I'll tell you a really good explosive. It's called ETN.
ETN. I'm not familiar.
Fuck.
Corn Pop
it,
said, "Inspire us."
and let me look up the exact name.
I gotta say, oh my God, you guys. So I didn't want to, take that from you. I guess because I also find Tat P extremely fascinating. So that's a fair response. I just also think that people need to understand the volatility of something like that and
100%.
how like the instability and so if yeah, so I also want to dance around shit carefully too.
So we'll just say it's fascinating. You know why it's fascinating
Yeah.
because of reasons.
Hmm.
But like you said, it is absolutely a primary explosive, which are the utmost sensitive explosives.
Yeah.
They form little crystals, and if you break a crystal, that could detonate it, depending on how you made it.
Yeah.
If you mix the wrong thing with whatever, it can detonate. Just leave homemade explosives alone. If you're gonna buy explosives, one, have the proper licensing, or
Yeah.
buy it from a reputable place.
So I'm actually considering getting my FEL and the federal explosives license,
Yeah.
and just for reasons. And for me person. Well, no, I'll let you explain. Sorry, you were pulling something up. So tell me
What?
about you.
Oh,
You were saying
I was
ETN.
just ETN's just another wonderful explosive in my opinion. It's erythritol tetranitrate, and if you know
Okay.
what erythritol is, it's a sugar substitute.
Oh yeah. Similar to like how KNO3 is a salt substitute.
Yeah. So we in my career we get to go to these schools that like teach you how to make this stuff.
Hmm.
And that one is another interesting one for the same reason I think Tap P is also interesting, though it is a
Okay.
little bit less sensitive, still primary,
Yeah.
but less sensitive.
So let me ask you this. Well, so I'll also answer first, and then I'll ask you a question. So the most intriguing or fascinating explosive, um, we're probably going to get a lot of Google from attention. So I'll just say energetic, is CL20. CL20 is um, one of the most powerful energetics possible. Look up the MPS, the meters per second on CL20. You're literally breaking 10,000 meters per second with CL20. Okay, it can pink mist. It's nuts. And right now, almost every single ICBM that the United States has is actually powered by a diluted version of or a muted version of CL20. And there's a way that you can make CL20 very simply. Um, and one of the guys I started this channel with, formerly of Carnicon, was very open about explosives, and he was actually finding a way to synthesize um, CL20 in a garage, and with like hydrochloric acid and melting copper wire into it. I'll just say something as simple as that. You're on your way to CL20. Like it's crazy how like something so simple. The stream took a turn. Sorry. It's, but I mean, this shit's so cool. Like it's you guys. I think from my perspective, they say like God made man and Sam Colt made all men equal, right? And I do think that firearms. Most people would say that firearms are the ultimate equalizer between people, and I think if we're looking at like a shit hit the fan scenario, world without rule of law scenario, or like where everything that like we know and love is gone and it's survival mode. The firearm is not the ultimate equalizer. It is energetics. And goddamn, you can be very creative with stuff like that. If and I don't intend to encourage anybody to go do, like, if you don't already have the interest, if you're not already, God damn it, John Crump. John Crump Live, fulminated mercury. Thank
Mercury
you.
fulminate. Yep.
I appreciate
Another
you,
primary. Stay away from it.
Yeah, and that's so. Explain what a primary is, so I can
So
not get sued.
there's three. There's a billion different classes of explosives, but there's three that, like, when we get to primary, secondary,
Mhm.
and tertiary explosives. Primary is what you're going to use to initiate explosives, right? So that's going to be your mercury fulminate, lead stephanate, lead azide, TAT-P, HMTD, all those super sensitive explosives.
Yeah.
And you have a small amount of those that is easy to set off.
Mhm.
And then once those set off, you use that shockwave to set off your secondary, which is like your RDX, your
Yeah.
PETN, whatever, C4, Comp B, all that stuff, TNT.
Yeah.
And then that can either be your main charge, or you can go to a tertiary explosives like ANAL, AMPHO, your blasting agents. They're super insensitive.
Mhm.
And we call that a
Sympathetic detonation.
a firing train.
Oh, firing train. Okay.
Right.
So a firing train would be kind of like a sympathetic detonation.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that, like, your primary sets off your secondary or your tertiary or whatever. So it's like dun, 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 kind of. So it's like this. So it's like you see people a lot of the time set up like 10 things of tannerite all next to each other. They shoot one canister of tannerite, yet all 10 go off. Right.
Yeah.
It's sympathetic. It all detonates with each other.
So for the gun guys out there, a bullet is like a firing train, right? So you have the primary explosive, which I think is literally a primary explosive in the primer. That just takes a little shock, and then that sets off your main charge of smokeless or black powder, whatever it is. Because if you just hit smokeless with a hammer, it's not going to go off, right?
Yes.
Even though that's not an explosive, it's a low explosive propellant, but you get the point.
Yeah. If you were to, and I've heard people say different things about this, if you were to whack C4 with a hammer, I heard that it can actually detonate.
No.
No?
Not even close. You can light it on fire and hit it with a hammer; it won't go off.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So somebody told me that if it's a metal surface with a metal hammer, that you can detonate it. I was like, "There's no fucking way."
We actually have a problem sometimes. It's called snotting, where our blasting caps won't set off the C4, and it just fucking blows C4 everywhere.
And that's with like a number 10.
I think we use number 6 equivalents, but yes, yeah.
Oh, the 6. Okay.
Our military grade stuff, right? Sometimes we'll have an issue with it. So C4 is extremely safe.
Yeah.
There's a Mythbusters episode out there of them. I think they shot it with like an incendiary round. It still didn't go off.
Damn.
Very safe.
Crazy.
Very safe.
So, are you, when you do training stuff? I'm sorry, I'm so intrigued by this, man.
I'm all for it, man.
And it's so funny because, like, somebody said, Sean Z said, chat just grew 20% when you started talking explosives. So that either means you guys are really intrigued by this too, or that all of the feds just jumped in.
Well, we'll just call this recruiting for the military, right? We got to boost the numbers up. So go see your local recruiter if you're interested in explosives.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, the detonation method. Are you guys using clackers? Are you using, like, what were you using for? Are you using the PTN pull cord thingamabobber? I don't know.
So,
So
we have it all. We have a bunch of different initiators for whatever kind of the mission requires, right? So we can do it electrically. We can with like really long. It's like lamp cord. You like spool it out. Takes forever. It sucks. We have wireless ones where you just plug the blasting cap into it and it goes. We have time fuse, like ye olde time fuse, a little bit different. It burns a lot slower, so it's not like the cartoons where you light it, you like run away. And those have the little pull initiators. We have something called shock tube, which is
Ooh, that's what I want.
you know what
Yeah,
shock tube? Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
So shock tube is this really small plastic tube, and on the inside there's like powdered explosives in it.
I think it's
And
PETN, right?
I have no idea what's in it.
What's the? I think
Whatever
it's
it is, there's not a lot of it.
It's some type of Teflon agent. PTF? No, not PTFE. I'm not sure. I think it may be PETN or PTFE. Which, by the way, while you pull that up, and then I'll let you continue. The plumber's tape, the PTFE plumber's tape. If you take some of the plumber's tape, put it in some type of oxidizer or fuel like aluminum, zinc, magnesium, anything like that, and then you roll it up and then you light it. Initially, you can hold the lighter on it for 30 seconds and it does almost nothing. Once it catches fire and it fuses and the Teflon mixes with the fuel, boom! It'll just pop. It's so
Really?
crazy, dude.
That's
Yeah.
kind of like magnesium, right?
Yeah, you
Once
could
you
use
light magnesium
magnesium.
on fire, it like goes.
Yes. So with magnesium and aluminum, it's an air thing. So the injection of oxygen. So you could have a spoon of aluminum powder or magnesium or zinc or any fuel oxidizer like that. You can light a lighter and you can light it and it'll just kind of start calmly moving across it. But if you go and you go
aerate
like,
it.
it just it like flashes brighter than you could ever imagine. Zinc flashes green, aluminum flashes red, and magnesium flashes white, yellow kind of color.
So back to Mythbusters. I love Mythbusters. I don't know if you watch it or have watched it or whatever, but it's like a
Yeah, so
tinkerer's dream.
I kind of fell away from it a little bit, but yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on for 1 second. I got somebody at my door.
Uh-oh.
Here, you can talk to chat.
I can hang out with chat.
It's
Okay.
not the ATF. Hold on.
Hey, chat. You guys should definitely watch Mythbusters because it's ballin'. But they did I think it was coffee creamer. They put it in like an air cannon and shot it up and lit it on fire, and there was a huge fireball. So pretty much if you aerate anything, it'll catch on fire, like sawdust. Sawdust is dangerous in that aspect. Yeah. Too many choices knows what I'm talking about. And no, we won't be making explosives on DLD After Dark. Nitrogen-rich copper bromate. Never heard of it. Heard from a Vietnam vet you can spread out C4 very thin underneath a coffee tin and light it with a flame. Yeah, so you can set C4 on fire. It won't detonate. It's extremely insensitive. We call it a triangle to initiate explosives. You need heat, shock, and friction. And depending on the explosives, you need the proper amount of heat, shock, or friction to set it off. So back in Vietnam, they used to light C4 on fire. Before they put something called taggant in it, the dudes in Vietnam used to like dip it and it would get you super high. Nowadays, they put taggant in it and it's kind of poisonous. It'll make you really sick. And in case you guys don't know what taggant is, it's these like microscopic like little beads, I guess, and they're like layered with different colors and materials. And once that explosive detonates, all these little microscopic beads are sitting around and they can pick them up and they can actually identify like the lot number, where it was made, how it was made, and all that stuff, and kind of trace it back to its origin. So it's pretty neat. Should always, most of the time, use your teeth on a blasting cap. Yeah, never put a blasting cap in your mouth. Yeah, I'm sure they used to crimp caps onto det cord and whatever with your teeth. It's a good way to lose half your face. What if you shape a bone? Oh gosh. C4 around a thermite charge, I don't know if that would be very beneficial. You could do something like a shape charge, which we'll wait for DLD to get back to talk about shape charges, but shape charges are interesting. I don't want to get in trouble for talking about this stuff, but I love it. It's my job. So yeah, don't lick C4. Don't lick any nitro-based explosives. There's things
Don't
called
worry.
nitro headaches.
We've talked about way worse. You're good, dude. Hang on. I'll be right back. I'm almost done.
All right, buddy. Food review. SOG EOD multi-tools. We use Gerber, the Gerber EOD tool. Super versatile. Don't really need anything other than it. I don't think I've messed with the SOG ones. IV bags are really good for damping explosives. Yeah. RPG warheads. Yes, that is a shape charge, depending on the RPG warhead. Die Hard legit with the chair and computer? ? Fuck. So you're gonna be really disappointed at me. I just realized what that question was about Die Hard. I probably watched Die Hard when I was like 15. So you're gonna have to explain exactly what that scene is, and I'll tell you all about it.
Dude, what do you mean I'm under arrest? We were just talking. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I kind of heard stuff while it's so funny. My wife is like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to say anything. Like, I don't want to say your government name or anything. So it's kind of funny. But she was like, it's like that's
She's trying to maintain plausible deniability, bro.
I know, right? She's smart. She's like, did you guys talk about Syntax yet? No, come back later. So shape charges, we definitely need to hit that. The tube you were talking about, though,
yes.
What people need to understand is that like this. So when I see that, like in movies and in practice and in real life, the first thing you think is that you're pulling on some type of electric device that initiates an explosion downrange. That's actually not the case. What it is it's, from my understanding, a very small amount of PETN that literally sends a fucking explosion, a micro explosion down the tube, and then initiates your primary, and then boom, boom, boom. Is that true?
That is true. So that is what shock tube is.
That's so fucking cool, dude. That's so fucking cool.
So if you have you seen slow-mo guys on YouTube?
Yeah.
So they do a couple of explosive videos, fucking phenomenal, by the way, where they go over det cord, they go over shape charges, they have shock tube. If you do shock tube in slow motion, you can watch the little explosion make its way down the tube.
I've seen it. It's you see a small shockwave kind of.
Yeah, it's dope.
That's so cool. This is an important thing. PWEDC shape charges. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not.
So PWEDC is prison wallet everyday carry.
Okay.
Okay, so it's actually totally a joke from my channel, and it was a joke that we took so far that I actually where is it? So every time I put down PWEDC in the name of a stream, or if I talk about it or show pictures, it's demonetized. It's hilarious. We actually made patches PWEDC where there was a guy, and this happens all the time. There was a guy that was pulled over by police, and he put a full-size 6-inch 38 special square butt Smith & Wesson, no pun intended, up his beehole and got arrested because he still had meth and other things outside. He sat on a full-size duty-size revolver and took it to prison with him. Now I want you to guess how many rounds of ammunition were in that 6-shooter.
Inside of it?
Inside of him.
Oh, inside of him.
Well, inside the gun that was inside of him.
So it's 1-6.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna guess 6.
0. It was empty. It was empty. Like, dude, you put the biggest revolver available, aside from an in-frame or 500 Magnum, up your beehole, and it was empty. And the first thing I thought of is, why didn't you load your meth into the cylinders, swing it shut, and then? But people are like that.
I mean,
but,
or just the meth right up the beehole, and you just leave the
and
gun
then
out. Period. But
I know. You know what? I would put meth up and then take the gun charge, dude. Like, just I didn't know that was in there, officer. So John Crump Live, $2 super chat. Thank you, brother. Got any of that lead styphnate?
Stephnate? Let's Stephnate? It's in our blasting caps. It's one of the primaries that we use in our blasting caps.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Ordnance
I don't
Lab.
have any.
Yeah, Ordnance Lab is good too. That's duty size. Yeah, that was on accident too. I promise. Although I should take credit. That I will say the wine bottle shave charge was very impressive. Did you see that?
No, that's a technique that we learn.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Improvised shape
Okay.
charges. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool because so are you familiar with Ordnance Lab?
Sounds familiar.
Ordnance Lab is an excellent channel about energetics.
Okay.
I think that's all they do, and they bust a lot of myths. They do a good job. They never show how anything is made, which is smart.
Right.
And so if you guys are looking for stuff like that, you need to go to different darker places of the internet. Although it is legal as long as you're doing things legally and you're following it's federally. Oh, okay. So let me say it differently. Understand the federal laws, but most importantly, your state law and your ordinances, no pun intended, and your sanctions, those are going to be individual and different to you. So pay very, very close attention, because if you only read the federal law, it's going to say explosives are legal. As long as you're using them for non-commercial use, you can just get great. I can do whatever I want. But you also can't store them. You also can't transport them. You need to consume them. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm not giving advice. If you take advice from me, you're stealing. So just do your own research. And that's
even I would say, even more importantly, on top of knowing your local laws, know the safety precautions with whatever you're gonna do. Right.
100%. Yeah.
That it can get really out of hand really quickly.
Yeah.
It
is extremely dangerous.
Absolutely. I need to go get batteries for my vape. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you're
mute
good.
you. I'm still listening. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're good. He said, "Damn, Dark made Crumpy pull out his wallet to get his question answered, and still no answer." No, he answered that's a primary explosive that they use in their blasting caps, which I actually wasn't even aware of that compound. So that's kind of cool. Got any of that lead styphnate? So that's interesting. I'll look into that. The thing with CL20 that I was talking about is CL20 is perhaps one of the most powerful energetics that are in existence right now. That is in existence right now, and it's so powerful that they have to use a dampened or muted version of it to launch intercontinental ballistic missiles across the fucking world. And the reason is, think of sugar rocket engines. They have to make a less volatile version of CL20 for for ICBMs. Dark, say hello to Skylar. I love you, and I think you're really attractive, and it makes Rich very uncomfortable. So I just want to say that out loud, because now he's probably laughing his ass off. And I'm not even blushing. Look at that. No, Skylar, hello. You're awesome. And I can't wait to see what Flying Rich says next. That's his daughter. Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah. So, um, yeah. So CL20 is badass, and you definitely should look into it. So if you guys ever are watching Ordnance Lab, what you're going to see is a comment on every single one of their videos that says CL20 question mark question mark question mark question mark. Because I'm like, dude, like you gotta come on, show us something. So no one, you can't find any information on it other than like governmental, educational videos on CL20 and how they launch missiles across the world. It's pretty crazy. Anybody have Doug's PO box? No, Dugan closed that PO box like over a year ago. I promised him. Yeah, no, that PO box was closed. His cell phone number is different, and he just killed his YouTube channel. So there's almost no way to get in touch with Dugan anymore. So sorry, he'll pop up soon. Don't worry. Are you familiar with Carnicon or Dugan Ashley or any of that stuff from back in the day?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, if you want to find like the best, like the gun tuber that existed before gun tubing was a thing, like Dugan Ashley, Carnicon, they created like the best possible. Fucking Rich says laughing. Awesome. Oh, that's true. He does still have his email open, but he did say, admittedly, he doesn't check it very often. It is Doug, D-U-G, at Tutanota, which is an encrypted email service, .com. So you can still reach out to him there. If you don't know how to spell Tutanota, then just look up the server or like the website for Tutanota. So it was this YouTube channel that they did like this hilarious content, but it was also like packed with like actual good information about firearms and like real life shit that you could use. And it's a bunch of like GWAT guys that were all like just like talking about fucking GWAT guy shit,
Yeah.
and I don't know, he was way ahead of his time. He was like, this like comedic and satirical, like hilarious shit with, firearms, machine guns, and there's episodes with fucking tanks, and I mean, it's incredible. So if you ever have like 4 days to waste, Carnicon is the way to waste
Yeah.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
I think one of the guys on the team was talking about him.
Oh,
Did he have
no
a
shit.
mullet?
He had a really odd wig that no one knew was a wig, and it's kind of, it's a little mullet-ish, but not full mullet. He and another dude are who we originally started this channel with, and it just ended up being me in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once Dugan's channel talking about them got nuked. Not honestly, he actually closed his channel. He killed his channel. I just think he does that. He's done that every single time. Okay, sorry. So let's go back to Danny Meatball. Dude, I had no idea that's what you did on like the daily, and that's like the fucking coolest thing in the world. Anything else you want to hit on with explosives before we go back to 3D printing?
I can talk about it all day, so that's up to you, man.
What is your favorite movie around EOD or explosives or that kind of stuff?
We reference the Hurt Locker a lot in our job just because of how unintentionally comedic it is.
Yeah.
And ridiculous it is, and we're always just saying one-liners from it. So
I was gonna guess that actually.
yeah. So everybody back when it was more relevant of a movie, anybody you'd meet and you're like, oh, I'm EOD, they're like, oh, just like the Hurt Locker, right? And you're like, just like it, 100%. That's it.
100%, exactly.
I'm
like it.
sure pilots get the same about Top Gun and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
so that's our one like real Hollywood-esque movie. So
what's maybe a movie that people may not think of that could be educational, entertaining,
educational.
or entertaining.
Fury,
Ooh,
Fury.
excellent movie. Yeah.
Fury is a wonderful movie. It's not like explosives based, but there's plenty of they just took a lot of time for the explosive scenes
Yeah.
in that movie, and like how ordnance works and functions, and like skipping rounds off the ground, and like loading white phosphorus, or like loading this or whatever.
Removing the time delays from like or like just saying shit like Willie Pete, for an example. Like,
Yeah, very, very accurate. They did a really good job on that movie, and it's an awesome movie to watch. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite movies of all time.
And I agree. That is from the moment that it starts and he knocks the first SS dude off the horse to the moment that it ends, it is just a remarkable film. It is incredible. And I think they did a really, really good job of, making it really kind of dark, but also like such a great job with character development that like you fell in love with all the guys that were in the tank, and you felt their pain, and but at the same time, like it's one of those cheesy things where like I catch myself like if I just watch it by myself, I'll be like silently smiling while they're like making jokes about like I bet she'll fuck you for a candy bar, and you're like laughing like you're with them, and you're like, oh shit, I'm in my gun room by myself.
Bro, it's got comedy, it's seriousness, it's got love and sadness, and it's got everything. And Brad Pitt, oh my god,
he killed it.
He's beautiful. He makes me frothy in the old loins, bro.
Oh yeah, he's a beautiful man. He is a beautiful man. I actually I have an affinity for the Ryans of the world. I'm a Ryan Gosling and a Ryan Reynolds fan myself.
Okay.
I actually on a stream a few streams ago, I was like trying to be funny, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna let all you guys know that I know who Print Shoot Repeat is, and I'm gonna out him right now. And I was like, oh fuck, if somebody knows, they're gonna like be in chat and be like, I'm gonna beat him too. Like, I know who he is too. Like, no, fuck, like, don't say it. And then I was like, he's Ryan Reynolds, guys. He is actually Ryan Reynolds. But yeah, no, Brad Pitt's fucking awesome too. He did a great job in that flick. I think The Hurt Locker was a great movie for explosives, but also for like understanding like the global war on terror era, and like, oh fuck, what was the other one? Who was it where the guy was like the Chris Kyle movie, American Sniper? That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I didn't fall in love with that movie like I did with like Fury and some of the other ones, but it was still damn good.
I think I have a cat that wants to come in here.
Yeah, you're good, man. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Thanks, Swamp Dog. So actually, that's and I actually know. Bro, I've seen that slide before. Swamp Dog, I'm sorry, guys. I'm like not engaging. Swamp Dog just sent me his slide that he's getting done for his next gun that he is shooting in the gunmakers match, and it's a Valhalla Viking slide with. Unfortunately, his RMR cut is going to remove that skull right there, but I've seen that slide before. That's sick. Yep, Heavy Armor Division. Heavy Armor Division is an excellent lower budget option for Glock builds. There's a couple others too, but their specs are way closer to like Lone Wolf, and Lone Wolf kind of leaves a little bit more room for slop, so you're less likely to run into issues with like locking block to lug fitment issues, rail misalignment issues. So it's much more forgiving. So like Lone Wolf, Heavy Armor Division, Hooper Gun Works, those guys are great, and they're well, not cheap. They're good value. Yeah. So man, what a fucking cool thing to talk about, man. I had no idea about you. Let's go back to the pump and grind.
Sure.
I'm gonna name it that, just hoping that you. I'm gonna call it that, just hoping that you guys may name it that. And
So I won't be able to name it the pump and grind because there's another project in Are We Cool Yet named the pump and grind.
oh no shit.
Yeah, and it's a more traditional China Lake style.
Oh,
launch.
that's the one that you were referring to.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're gonna have to think of some other grind related name for it.
Oh my god. Danny Meatball, as part of your EOD work, have you ever flown into space, landed on an asteroid, and drilled a hole into it, and slid a nuke down said hole to save the world from destruction?
Yeah, actually, that's part of our training down in Eglin.
I
That's
figured
one of
that like before you even are allowed to go out in the
Right.
field, you would have to do that, right?
Yeah, they actually put your name on the presidential list, and then
Yeah.
hopefully one day, and then spin the wheel, and your name comes up, and you get to go on that mission.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing they don't say is that you know, for you to actually be accepted into the EOD, you have to do what 2-3 years of protective detail of the president of the United States.
We actually, that's one of our mission sets.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh
it is.
my god, I was fucking joking.
Yeah,
What?
that's why I was like, I don't know if he's joking or if he actually knows. So that comes
Holy
after the
shit.
training.
I
And I
was-
won't get too far into that.
Yeah,
But
please
yes,
don't.
we do work with the Secret Service sometimes.
Danny Meatball is a pussy magnet.
Yeah, this is Skoshi. She's kind of old, and she
Skoshi.
likes to meow a lot. It's not my cat. This is my wife's
Like-
parents' cat.
Like Nova Scotia.
She's from Japan. I don't know. I didn't name her. I call her Yoshi. We have a lot of animals in the house right now. I think we have 6 dogs and 4 cats right now.
Damn.
Yeah,
You got
we're
any
big into.
kiddos?
Nope, no kids. They're our kids.
Yeah.
Little fur animals running around, and I'm
That's
absolutely
a lot.
shocked they've been as quiet as they have. So
Yeah, that's a lot. They're probably just listening to like my really soothing voice, you know, and
yeah,
that's probably what it is. So Swamp Dog actually just said that he would donate what was it, $20 for every DLD 80% lower that is purchased, which is, you know, about 10, a little more. That's more than 10%, dude. That's like 20. Yeah, that's like, it's more than 10%. I know that. Yeah, I think that, dude, that's more than 20%. What are you talking about? They're like $120 because they're like CNC milled and or 125 or some shit like that, and they're laser, or no, they're CNC milled with the DLD Kimlight and all that. We only have 10 of them. I can't actually actively, you know, say, hey guys, they're for sale, because I think all of them were already claimed. I know Babyface P claimed one. I know a couple of the OGs claimed one. I claimed one. So the first 5 that we have are already gone. I know we can talk to Swamp Dog if you guys are interested. You guys know that 80% receivers are, you know, basically going to be a thing of the past. And yeah, so if you guys are interested, like actually interested, I think it's going to be somewhere between 120, maybe 130, and you'll get a billet AR lower that is like a standard, you know, 5.56 Stag magazine. Well, not like a 9mm or anything. and it's got the 410 threads with the bolt release and the back plate, so you don't have to fuck with those stupid pins and shit like that. So yeah, so if you guys are interested, let me know. Let Swamp know. We do have another 5 that may be available. I got to go back to the list. So yeah, so Armageddon was not on your list of EOD movies, right?
And it kind of predates me a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So
how long have you been doing it roughly? You don't have to say exactly.
About 10 years.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
halfway there?
Like, yeah, halfway there, just ready to get out. Do you like fuck around with stuff outside of work, or is it just like experience like on the job that you've gained all this knowledge?
I definitely keep the knowledge handy for outside of working, just in case something happens, right? I have some sharp skills, if you will. I am a tinkerer at heart before I learned CAD and engineering and that stuff.
Yeah.
I have my whole like soldering station and electronic setup and stuff. So even before EOD, I was really into like small electronics and stuff. So it kind of
nice
transferred over really easily for like IED building, circuitry, stuff like that. So the job has kind of bolstered that. But then I got into CAD work and kind of slacked a little bit on that. A little bit of coding here and there for like Arduinos and stuff. But
oh, nice. Yeah.
I don't mix any explosives or do any of that at the house. This 37 mil stuff is kind of going to be the first bit, and that's still just like black powder and primers and stuff.
If you ever want to not use a propellant but still stay within federal law, let me know. I can. I mean, you probably are well aware of like everything, but flash powder is great for the payload. So like, are you familiar with flash powder?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's been fun. That was like my like introduction to like shit that like won't kill me, but is like also fun to do. Like
right, still powerful enough.
Yeah, exactly, and that's been cool. I actually was showing people how to make homemade fireworks, and was diaper mixing it on stream one night. Yes, because I mean I do think it's shit that like everyone like should know and understand. But like you said, the most important thing to understand is like the safety precautions and like things to do and not do, and like the level of seriousness, like even the things that I see people do and not do when they're messing with firearms is at times atrocious, and is just nauseating at the lack of safety and awareness to the 4 major firearm rules. And there's no room for error with explosives.
No.
And you guys have to, if you are going to tinker with things like that, do so with your own decision, your own risk, your own, all that shit. That shit belongs to you. I'm not recommending that anybody do that. I know for certain that Danny's not recommending that either. But if you do choose to do that on your own, make sure you do it legally, and make sure that you, like he said earlier, understand every single possible safety precaution, because like, I mean, I'm sure, not to get too deep with it if you don't want to, but have you guys ever lost a guy from
personally? No. Like I said, we showed up after the big war.
Yeah.
But from 03 to 2012, there's been too many KIA, right?
Yeah.
And it's, you think about gun safety and like it's the direction of your gun, and like a negligent discharge it's directional, right? That bullet's going to go one place. Explosives, it's not directional, right? If you fuck up with explosives, it's 360 degrees. It's not anything to mess with. Extremely powerful. You're lucky if you blow your hand off, right?
Yeah. I've actually had a small detonation in my hand, and it totally changed the way that I looked at explosives because it was like the time where like you start getting really comfortable with things, and I kind of almost started to lose respect for stuff. So this was nothing but a quick match of black powder. Okay, and for those of you out there that don't know what a quick match is, it is when you take like, so say you take a strip of tape, right, and then you fold the whole tape U shape like a canoe, like a boat, and then you put a line of black powder in it, and then you pinch it, and then you close all the tape, so you just have a line of black powder. Well, if you light it, it like a bottle rocket. And I have a lot of videos of out there of me blowing up like flash powder and blowing up like all sorts of shit like that. And I actually showcase the explosions and the like I'll do slow mo and you can see the shock wave and the cloud. It's so cool. I may pull one up before we wrap up, but I made one of black powder to show my daughter, like, I want her to kind of respect that stuff too. And I made a quick match of black powder, and I did it with like the HVAC tape, like the metal kind of aluminum tape. And we're running around. We got a 5-year-old. We're like doing this, get your shoes on, do this, get ready. And I set it down, and my wife had grabbed it. When she grabbed it, she pinched it hard, and I didn't realize that. So when I take my daughter outside, I bring it outside. I didn't realize that it had been pinched, which obviously increases the pressure. So
No.
instead of it going like a bottle rocket, it did not do that. And the whole thing is videotaped. If the or videotape or recorded, if it didn't totally dox me with my car, license plate, house, and all this stuff in the background, I would publish it so you guys could kind of see. Yeah, don't do that. So you guys could kind of see, like, to never lose respect for shit that can blow up. I lit it in my hand, and because I've done it 1,000 times, just hold it and it flies right out, no problem. Well, this didn't fly right out, and it literally boom blew up, and like you just see this ball of fire that is encompassed through my hand, and there's one frame of it. Like if you drag it per frame, that the gases and the fire literally is like going through my fingers, and you can just see it kind of broken up into like 4 different pathways. And in in the video, I'm like, like my face is all, and of course I have all my phalanges still. But if that was something else, I would have been losing appendages. It's no joke, guys.
Yeah, we have a rule we follow. Well, it's not a rule; it's more of a saying that complacency kills. Right.
Yeah.
So just like you said, you've done it 1,000 times, and dudes that go and work on IEDs, man, we said the same IED 20, 30 times before, like just the same shit. Like, nope, you need to be just like it was the first one you've ever seen, right? Because when you're complacent, that's when they're gonna add something new, and they're gonna put a booby trap, or they're gonna switch it up, and then you're dead. And it's like, oh well, fuck.
Well, and they, like, from what I understand, they'll put like 3 methods of detonation on there. Like it's not something that's just like the movies where you disconnect 2 wires and say like, woo, like that was a close one.
The IEDs can be made from anything. It's all about the ingenuity of whoever's making it, right? And those dudes over there, terrorists, whoever's making them, they're not dumb. They've
Yeah.
been doing this for 20 years plus. They're very smart.
Yeah.
And their tactics are ever changing.
Yeah.
So it's not just a simple 2-wire thing. They like to do very complex shit sometimes, which is terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories of like, there being a pressure plate, a cell phone, a time delay. Like, I would just fucking puke all over it and run away. Like, I'd have no idea what to do.
Well, luckily we have robots, so
Yeah.
hopefully if it's gonna go off, hopefully it just takes out our robot and not one of us.
That's true. And sometimes you guys do controlled deaths, right? Like if you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this shit's way too complicated, like you have a robot go like, broop, and just like drop a bunch of fucking Simtex or C4. Well, mostly C4 because that's way more stable, right?
So yeah, our primary explosive is C4.
Yeah.
But yeah, you motherfuckers want to put an IED in your road? Like, cool. We're just gonna blow up your road. Sucks. Now you don't have a road dog.
Thank your local terrorists.
Yeah. Stateside, it's a little bit different. We don't usually just blow up somebody's house, but there's a lot of investigative stuff involved with all that. So
yeah, I overheard you talking about the the equivalent of a fingerprint to C4 explosions, and that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit, then we'll get back to the not pumping ground.
Sure. So if you look at a block of C4, it'll say M112 C4 1.25 pounds, whatever, and it'll say with taggant on it. That is just a way that they can track where that explosive is made. It used to be mandatory for all commercial explosives to have a taggant in it.
Okay.
But I think they've stopped doing that ever since. But military explosives, most of them do have a taggant in there.
Okay, so like the dude with an FEL that's doing like demo. Now, most demo they're going to be using shit like AMFO and like stuff like that. Which for you guys out there, AMFO is like pure calcium ammonium nitrate and like diesel fuel type combination. Is that right?
Yep. Ammonium nitrate and fuel oxidizer.
Yeah.
Mix,
So
or fuel oil, sorry.
And it's typically liquid. Is an AMFO liquid, or is it like the beads?
It should be the prills, yeah, the little beads of ammonium nitrate, and then the fuel you mix in and kind of like mix it up.
Oh, so it's dry fuel similar to a binary like ammonium nitrate and aluminum.
Yeah.
No shit.
It can be like diesel. The diesel will just dry onto whatever. I'm sure it'll ignite if it's wet. There's just it depends on how you mix it and how fine your prills are, if you crush them up or whatever.
That's so interesting. Are you familiar with the you know when you like used to be in school and you would like get a bump on your head, they would give you those dry the ice packs where you pop them. Do you know what a lot of those used to have in them?
So they're very hard to find these days, the pure ammonium nitrate ones.
Yeah.
I have found a few in my endeavors.
Me too.
A couple of places that sell them.
Yeah.
You can pick them up. I mean, you can buy ammonium nitrate off Amazon.
Yeah, so they have to hold on. I got it somewhere around here. So they have to say if there is ammonium nitrate in there as a warning. They have to say if there's ammonium nitrate on the box. So that's one of the ways that you can just look if you're doing your shopping. But if you guys are looking for a cheap way to do tannerite, what you can do is buy a box of these ice packs. They are just pure ammonium nitrate and a water pack. And this one is Dynarex, Dynarex. So like Delta, Yankee, November, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, X-ray. And a 24 case costs me like $14 or something like that. And what you do is you slit the top, you pull out the water pack, you step on the little thing on your trash can, and then you drop the water pack in there, and then you let it close, and then you end up with all this, and then so the red on there is I just wanted people to know that these are pecans, okay, pure calcium ammonium nitrate. if you just mix like aluminum with this, now this is just for like targets, guys. Like this is, don't go crazy. But I mean, this gives you the equivalent to tannerite for like a fraction of the price because you can go buy blackened German aluminum powder for very cheap online, and then you just got to make sure you get your mixture right. But these are all for targets. Just so people don't think I'm crazy, these are all targets. These are silhouettes, and these are targets. So
Yeah, let me know how the calcium ammonium nitrate works. Have you
yeah,
tried it yet?
yeah, it works
Works
exactly
just
like
fine.
tannerite.
I
And
know. Go ahead.
if you look at the prills of, you can't really tell. Let me see if I can get. So that's this is from ammoniumnitrate.com.
Okay.
And that's the prills there, and this is the red is just from another bag, so
Yeah.
let that throw you off. But I mean, they work exactly the same as long as you got to keep humidity under 50%, 50% or under, and you got to keep it in a cool, dry setting. If your humidity goes over 50%, it doesn't matter how you have it stored. I got it stored with all these dry packs and all that shit, and it can still absorb moisture and be much less effective at best, ineffective at worst. Now, luckily, we're just talking about like long range targets, medium to long range targets. So it's not life and death here, but and then you can go get a couple of these alpha chemicals is a good place to get them. This, I don't want to show a barcode. That's aluminum powder, and this is 2 pounds aluminum powder. But I also got what is it? Jesus. KNO3, potassium nitrate, and magnesium and sulfur will give you flash powder. So that's a cool way to make your own fireworks too. But just be careful with whatever you do, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so you feel free. You don't have to mute yourself. I would love to see that thing work again. I'll put you on full
Yeah.
screen. And for any YouTube moderators that may see this now or later, this
What
is
my
not a
sweet
firearm.
Yeah, my sweet flare gun.
Yeah, it is a flare gun or a signaling
So
device.
this is very much still pre-alpha. We don't have a trigger mechanism in it yet. There's going to be a locking system down here, so you can shoot a little bit spicier of loads. So I have my little practice rounds just so I can practice this.
So that's just a solid 3D printed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing special. We'll see if we can get. Oh, see, that spring is very stiff.
I believe in you.
Oh, we did it.
Nice.
All right. If this is too loud, I'm sorry. Well,
It's
let's do
all
it this way so you guys can see it.
Ooh.
There it is.
Damn.
So if you look at
Dude.
the real GM94 grenade launcher, it ejects the last round, and I haven't got it to do that yet, which I'm sure is going to take a little bit more engineering.
Is it the pressure of the incoming round that ejects the other one? Is that
Yes,
why the
but
last one doesn't pop out?
right, that's how this one works. The GM94 has some sort of extra little arm that's like pushes the last round out. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'll talk to the team and see if they think it's a big deal, and then we'll go from there. But
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's still usable. It's still doable. I mean, I wonder how like the old Ithacas that were bottom ejecting work. It's like you said, it's probably some type of arm or kind of lever. Well, I guess an arm would be the best way, to where it literally just throws it down.
So the way this one works, whatever. There's this, and as you pump forward, it pushes the round down. As you pump back, it's way easier than like an elevator system on like a traditional pump shotgun, because you
Okay.
have gravity on your side and all that. So that's how this one works, and I think that's how the GM94 and the RBK 93, which is a shotgun, a 12 gauge shotgun version of it.
He said you just need a dummy round built into it that should push it out, but that would keep you from being able to ghost load it, though, right?
Yeah, there's
Or
the way we have it, I don't know, because if you had a dummy round, and we don't need to get into the technical whatever, but so there's the follower right there.
Okay.
So I don't know how we'd get a dummy round to come back up after it punches whatever down.
Yeah.
This one has a little arm that's broken because it's made out of GST. Never print in GST, by the way. It's the devil. But you can see that it just pivots, and then the little cam right here.
Damn.
That cam, super simple design, really.
Dude, but that's so fucking cool. I remember the first time that I saw the CAD video that you dropped on Instagram. I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. This has to be like some type of like shotgun or something. And do you have that that video handy?
Of it working?
Yeah. Or
It's
no,
on my what?
The one that you showed of like the cutaway video showing. I mean, I guess essentially what you just showed. I just found it fascinating.
It's on my Instagram. I don't have it handy.
Here, I'll pull it up.
Okay. And lawfully armed, to answer your question, yes, it is the GM 94 is what this is inspired by.
Nice. That's what the GM94 is. Okay. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
What about shape charges? If you want, you can feel free to jump into that. Or honestly, Ordnance Labs has excellent videos on wine bottle shape charges, and I mean they blow through like 1-inch thick hardened steel. It's crazy.
Yeah. If you look up on YouTube the slow-mo guys and shape charges, they have another excellent video of slow motion shape charges. It just goes into explosive effects, which dudes have PhDs and all this shit to like figure out explosive effects. But shaped charges are extremely fascinating.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is it on my Instagram or was it a story?
I actually think okay, so you have the actual video of what you just showed us. Okay, nice. So you're throwing the scar stock on, so that's a Picatinny rail on the back?
It's not. It's kind of custom only because the ACR stock folds.
Okay.
And it doesn't have anywhere to fold. So I kind of did a little bit of chopping and screwing, so then it just butts straight up to it. I might just release one that anybody who has one can just put it on there.
Hell yeah.
Just for ease of access, so you guys don't have to print another one.
Here, so this is for you guys. This is what I was referring to. I found this like so awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So fun fact, and I'm not trying to like blow smoke up my own ass. I took a week off from work just because I didn't want to go into work for a week. And I developed this in like 3 days from start to finish. I just worked on it all day, 24/7.
That's crazy, dude.
And I'm just super into it. Extremely fun.
Honestly, that I find is like the best way to handle a project is like go in like balls freaking deep and just like knock it out. things can also get difficult when you do that too, because when you are like locked in on tunnel vision, sometimes you can start to miss things. You
Yeah.
start to see like with a different perspective.
But that's one of the lovely parts about 3D printing is I've probably made, I don't know, 50 revisions to this, each where that was the first time that it pumped all of them out.
Oh, dude, that's so awesome.
But with 3D printing, without 3D printing, let's say I would CAD something up, have to send it to somebody for prototyping or whatever. It might take like a week or so to get back, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Just for me to realize that, oh, fuck, I messed it up. Now I need to do something else. Right. With 3D printing, it's like it comes fresh off the printer in a couple of hours. Throw it in there, test it out. Like, oh, need to change this in CAD. All right,
Yeah.
next one, another 5 hours. You know what I mean?
It's incredible, man. Like where we are, like with technology and where we're headed, like 3D printing wise, like that shit's crazy. Now, what do you have an idea of like what the total weight of like what weight of a 37 millimeter round could that hold, and are you capped on a length as well?
Length, yes. I think we're using, so these are based off of 3-inch shells,
Okay.
plus a projectile. I think it's like a 95 millimeter overall length, and that's just because of the gap, and it has to fit through the gap to go down. For
Or
weight,
could you breech load it? Could you breech load longer
yeah.
rounds?
I'm certain you could. Yeah, you won't be able to pump it, of course,
Yeah,
with a bunch of long rounds. But for weight of the projectile, I don't think there is a max weight.
I'm just wondering if it would drop off of that the piece that was holding that last round, if it would just like fall out. So the reason I ask is because like I put together, yes, I butchered this 1945 aluminum flare.
Yeah.
And I turned this into my own little project right there.
Okay.
This is a bird banger, and I made this with tape, basically.
Okay, please don't blow yourself up on stream.
No,
That would be embarrassing.
No. So if you look, this is see, I love working with tape because I'm weird like that. So it's just like any other bird banger. You have your payload, which most of this is just hot glue, right? So it's much lighter than it may looks. I think it's 60 grains of propellant, 50 or 60 grains of propellant with a 50 grain lift charge, and a piece of cardboard that I literally cut to size, and then I cut the fuse, loaded this, and then just threw it in there. So I'm not using like actual cardboard hulls like I probably should be. And I just heard it go into the black powder, so that's good, because I've taken it out a bunch of times. But I know that like something like this would not be able to cycle through, but I could probably breech load it, or I may even be, because I'm doing short, because this is originally a flare. I think this was a parachute flare. So I could probably cut like an inch off of this, which I don't need. I already milled it to accept 209s. So it's already, me defacing post-war 1945 flares. And yeah, I could probably still breech load that in there.
Yeah, and there's tons of dudes right now that are working on 3D printed cartridges with either like RAM sets in the back, little 22 RAM sets, or black powder and 209 primers.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to cut up your beautiful World War II flare, just get your printer up and running. We'll get you some printable ones for you.
Dude, I've seen some pretty pretty unique shit out there, especially with like size and shape of. Thank you, Morningstar. Which, by the way, guys, if you don't know this, the name Morningstar is actually like another name for Jesus, just so you guys know. So I thought that was pretty cool. The stuff that I've seen out there for 37 millimeter, like payload, really everything, like the cartridge, the payload cups, the discs. I mean, they like you can print freaking everything now. It's nuts.
Yeah, and I mean, me starting to develop this, all the 37 millimeter heavy hitters from the RB Cool Yet team have kind of come into my little dev room. So they've been cheering me on, and I can't wait to get this into alpha. They're all just like patiently waiting to get their hands on it.
Dude,
So
if I get my printer up, I would be happy to do anything that you would need, even unofficially on the side. You let me know.
absolutely, we'll do.
I know we're probably gonna have to cut it in a sec. Give me 2 seconds to go piss real quick before I pee my pants, and then we'll wrap everything up.
All right, buddy.
And chat, be nice to him and keep him busy for a sec.
Oh, they're all sweethearts. Hey, chat. It's just us again. Good night, Mr. Thought Police. Any UMP mags in the works? The 45, right? I only have one 45 mag, and that goes to a Thompson that's being made. Though it wouldn't be hard to modify it a little bit. They're pretty much like really big Sten mags. Hey, Morningstar, how you doing? How many viewers do we have? I can't see. I'm in StreamYard. I think the UMP is double. 44, 45. Sweet. You guys hang out to the end, huh? It's almost midnight where I'm at. East Coast, by the way, represent. I have a YouTube channel. There's nothing on it. I just use it to when I'm in chat, sending dirty messages to my friends. So please don't feel the need to subscribe. But if you want to catch me on Instagram, that's kind of the only social media I have because Twitter's toxic and terrible. So if you look up Danny Meatball on Instagram, I usually post all my work in progress stuff there. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for your support. Later, buddy. The grassy shot? The GL320, isn't that like the fancy pump one? Whoops. The Mercedes-Benz GL320. No, not that one. Yeah. God, it's so small. Is that a 40 mil? Oh, hey.
What are we looking at?
The GL320, not the Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, gotcha.
The tiny little grenade launcher. H&K grenade launcher.
Not the Mercedes-Benz. That's the, is that the HK?
Mm-hmm.
That's a small little guy, and does have a retractable stock. If you have you looked into any of the production 37 millimeters?
No. Yes, and I'll get into it just a tiny bit. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you his. There's a guy who makes 37 millimeter and 40 millimeters. He owns a company, and
Okay.
I reached out to him and told him I was developing this
Mhm.
to see if he was interested in the design. And we've been chatting a little bit, so that was really interesting. He's like a super legit manufacturer of them. But other than that, no, I've kind of looked at some of his designs, but nothing.
Is this by any chance a company that's not Spikes, but does make them on a scale similar to that?
No, they're mostly law enforcement and military.
Okay. Does their website say that they only sell to law enforcement and military?
Let's look.
If it does, then I may know who.
Product line of large bore air guns capable of varying the shot-to-shot projectile velocity based on input. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. No, civilian safety models? No, I suppose they don't. He does have a rotary one, which looks pretty neat.
Let me see.
I can message it to you if you want.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious. But what about? And so I was just curious, just because like there are some. Oh, okay. No, I actually wasn't even aware of them. That's cool. There is a type of design of the Spikes Havoc launcher that it's their smallest. I think it's so. There's a 12. It's not. So this is their 9-inch model. That is the Havoc in a Chaos stock. The Chaos stock, they did like one run of the Chaos stock with a side folder, and you could fit this motherfucker in a lunchbox. Like it is so small. And well, not a lunchbox, but you know what I mean, like a laptop bag.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at it.
Oh my god, the one with the 9-inch one with the folding stock is
Yeah.
so sick. The only issue is that it is front breech. So you slide it front like a 203, as opposed to the side ejector. The TAC 79 makes one. TAC 79 is pretty good shit. There's actually swivel out to the side, and obviously the reason that's good is because if you get a 9 or 12-inch, there's no restriction on the length of cartridge that you can use, because you're not looking at the space of clearance.
Right.
You have the entire bore that you can load in there if needed, or if you want to. So that's cool as shit. And they're still a few $100, or like probably just under $400, and some are more, but you could get the little 9-inch for like $379, $399. And then if you get the chassis system with it, then you're putting out a little bit more money. But that little Havoc system and the Chaos stock with the side folder is so slick, dude. Standalone is like the way to go. So I love what you're doing. I think that's cool as shit. It's so versatile. It's so many things you can do with it. And if anyone was in a situation where laws no longer mattered and it was like a world without rule of law and stuff like that, it could also be very useful too for using flares and signaling and things like that too.
Of course.
Big signals.
Very big signals.
Yes. And which at that, same point, signals that they cannot stop. So
yes.
So aside from ridiculously large non-firearm firearms, what other kind of stuff are you into for printing and for building?
I don't know. And I know that sounds weird.
You got to be into Glocks to some degree.
So what do I print? That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me turn the lights on really quick so you can see. I have one specific platform that I'm a big fan of, and you could see it hanging on the wall behind me.
Let's see.
Probably
Hold on.
not that well. Can I
Let me
zoom?
blow you up.
Hold on. Let me get the
I
brightness
see the
up.
flag. I see. Oh.
Can you see those?
Oh, hold on. I saw it in that picture you submitted.
Yeah.
Shite. Hold on. I know I saw it. Give me 1 second because I think I saw a picture with it. It was in one of the ones that you submitted on the roast, maybe?
Yes, with the drum. Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to tell me. Is it just an
It's an SVTR, is what it's called.
SVTR? Okay.
Yes. So I have 1, 2, 3 SVTRs, and then I have a Scarab, which is like a TM9 kind of. I don't know where that's
That's right.
at.
It takes the Mac uppers, right?
Yes. The SVTR, it's a single print, so it's a single piece receiver, so there's no like assembly. You got to put the fire control group and stuff, but I
Yeah.
think they're absolutely beautiful guns.
And it takes an AR
Yes.
fire control group, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me
The
show you.
Scarab takes a Mac fire control group. Yeah. So that's SwarmTech's mod. SwarmTech's a really good friend of mine. He's actually
Right.
making the 3D printed lever gun.
Oh, that's his?
Yep.
Nice. Oh, nice. That's like a digital Nimbus. Oh, no shit. Is that Nimbus's hardware? Maybe
I don't
somebody.
think Nimbus was part of this project. The SBTR is a pretty old project. It's probably like 2 or 3 years old by now.
I didn't know if he. I guess it all would look the same.
I know that brace style has been like prolificated, has been spread out a lot. It's a very reliable. It's a really cool brace style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Disqualified, incomplete. Yeah, this is cool as shit, man.
It's very like streamlined. There's no excessive material. I just think a straight mag on a sub gun looks absolutely wonderful. So
Oh yeah.
I'm just a big fan of it.
Ooh, a printed mag too. Okay. Printed selector, printed trigger. Dude, hell yeah.
So my first CAD model was a magazine for the SVTR. That was the first magazine I ever made.
No
and that's
shit.
what got me into the team and then eventually into everything else.
Bro, do you see this guy's shirt?
Don't
tell on me. That is fucking awesome. Oh
I
my
love
God.
the progression of the "Don't tread on me," where it's like no step on Snick, and then it's just like no step. And
Yeah.
it's just been, I don't know. I love that shit.
Dude, it's awesome, man. It's all of this shit is cool. I mean, bro, like I told you I had Cody Wilson on a few times. Like,
Yeah, I'm very jealous, by the way.
oh, dude, if you ever want to chat with him, man, he's so chill. He's like the
I've
coolest
heard.
dude in the world, man. I'd be happy to introduce you guys. Like looking at like his Liberator and where we are right now,
dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I mean,
like I've had a couple of interviews, and that's always like a huge talking point of like, dude, 5-10 years ago, Liberator, it was like a novelty, right? 3D printing guns is like, hey,
Yeah.
we're doing this just to make a little statement, like, look, I can make a gun. To
Yeah.
like, dudes are printing in these nylons and shit. They're printing like forever guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
dude,
they're gonna last forever.
yeah, a P80 Ralph, he annealed that one frame and he put like 400 rounds through it in one sitting.
100%.
And you're looking at typically a Glock frame, you get 100 to 200 rounds through it in one sitting, and it's toast, you know.
Yeah.
So like the fact just because of heat, right? Because like, we're like, yes, like we're at a point where like printing has like come so far that you can do so many awesome things, right? And at the same time, we're talking about like PLA Plus, and for any YouTube moderator watching this, this is just a grip module. It's a frame it is not a firearm. You can see how beautiful it is with but with heat, obviously, like this is generated with heat, right? So something like PLA plus, like it's obviously going to warp and separate the layers, and like this is limited to what you can do with it. And PLA plus, like this shit is strong, but heat is its worst enemy. Now you get like some of these projects like the AUG and some of the crazy filaments like the carbon fiber nylon shit. I mean, yeah, like you got yourself an AUG for life.
Yeah, and that's literally just with the technology we have now, FDM, like standard typical printing. Just wait till we get into like SLS, which is powdered nylon, or SLM, like powdered metals, like stainless or steel or titanium and shit.
Inconel, yeah. I mean, dude, there's a lot of companies that are prototyping. Well, shit, there's SIG is doing what do they call it? They call it what's the fancy word for 3D printing again?
Additive manufacture.
Additive, thank you. Additive manufacturing in steel and Inconel. And they are literally making suppressors that are one solid unit, completely fused together. So when people are like, how do I clean it? Like, you don't. And for you guys out there, if you own suppressors, I own, some suppressors. The dirtier they are, the quieter they are. So just, make them dirty. Resin. Yeah, I don't know about, I mean, resin, in my opinion, I don't know. I'm not like, a master printer or anything, but I would think like for small parts, like for smaller stuff, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong. That may be, it's outside of my area of strength.
Resin's all right. It depends on what resin you actually use. I don't use resin because it's like a mess. You got a bunch of liquid resin everywhere, and you gotta like cure it and wash it off and stuff. It's very fine details though. A lot of people that are into like the Warhammer stuff, little figurines, printable figurines, they'll use like SLA, which is resin printing.
Yeah. Danny Meatball, 40 mil heat seeker in development.
Yeah, I'll get on that. I'll add that to the list.
Yeah. Dude, I did see, so somebody hit me up on Instagram, and like every now and then, like once a month, I'll be like, oh shit, I got to check the messages of people that are like requesting to send me messages. And I saw, and it was a dude that sent me a 37 millimeter round that was a cutaway, and it had a ram set in the top. So it was, and it had a spring in it. And so there's no need for a fuse, because obviously, like with the round that I showed you guys, like this could be bad. Okay, if I overshot the lift charge, and if this because I made this myself and I didn't use actual professional firework components, if that cardboard circle is not like perfect on the cutout, then it will blow a lot of fire, a lot of flame and heat beyond the cardboard, and that could completely light the fuse, and this could literally blow up directly out of the muzzle or inside my flare launcher, and that would be bad, especially if you have a little too much powder in it for your bird banger. So seeing that somebody made, which could be dangerous, I responded and was like, hey, like, first off, make sure what you're doing is legal. Secondly, you could use like a heavier spring to make sure that it's like a solid, like direct contact to set off that ram set that would set off the charge, and it would have to hit something to ignite. But it was definitely not an anti-personnel round. It was definitely only, bird banger stuff.
So I ran over to my closet to grab these, and I absolutely had to buy them when I saw them. These are Warwolf Ordnance heavy hitters, and they are slugs, very big slugs that have a hollow cavity in the front.
Ooh.
They provide you with your own binary that you mix and put inside.
Ooh.
Less than 1/4 of an ounce, I think. And then they give you ram sets
What?
that fit in the front.
Exploding slugs?
Yes. I don't know the legality of them. I'm assuming that they're completely legal because they sell them online. You can go buy these at War Ordnance.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything you buy online is legal. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
yeah, like the Silk Road, you know.
But I mean, you look up the definition of a destructive device. These have less than the amount that you're allowed to put in it, and it's a 12 gauge.
So, what is the amount, by the way?
I think it's 1/4 of an ounce. Don't take my word on that. We can look it up.
So, because somebody mentioned 20 grams, and that just seemed way too high for me. That's 20 grams is a lot. Like the recommended amount in a bird banger is 50 to 60 grains of propellant, like black powder.
And maybe they were thinking grains instead of grams. The definition is the term destructive device means any explosive, incendiary, or poison gas, bomb, grenade, a rocket having a propellant charge of more than 4 ounces, a missile having an explosive or incendiary charge of more than 1/4 of an ounce.
Okay, so 1/4 of an ounce. So 7 grams or less. So if I have a bird banger with less than 7 grams, then I'm good to go based on what we just read, at least.
And it's not designed for anti-personnel.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it would be to scare all the birds away from eating my crops, you know.
Right. Yes.
These damn crop eaters. Damn. So shout out then. Where can I find those? I mean, what's it called again? Those shotgun rounds. Oh, I think you're still muted.
Shit, sorry. Warwolf Ordnance. Heavy hitters.
There you are.
They make a lot of exotic shotgun rounds, I think.
Dude, that is nuts.
They're kind of pricey though.
Hey, I mean, I would imagine they would be for that type of Jesus, man. That's nuts. I did see. I mean, dude, when you look online and you find like all the shit that's available, like it's nuts, man. Like magnesium flashbangs, like.
Yeah, you can find like thermobaric stuff, little civilian stuff.
Yeah. Magnum triquad, the hog ball, Hydra incendiary flechettes. What?
Is that on their website?
Yeah. Incendiary flechettes. Holy fuck. Dude. That's so mean. Explosive slug. 25. Oh fuck. $150.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Did you get a 25 pack?
Yeah, of course I did.
Of course I did. Oh, notify me. Oh.
Yeah, they're out of stock.
Yeah, damn it. Warwolf Ordnance. Well, I'm gonna bookmark this bad boy, and I mean, you could definitely, you could make something like that.
Yeah. I don't have any machining tools, so it was just way easier for me to just buy them. But that design, it wouldn't be hard to mimic.
Oh, what's it? Sorry, I didn't see the.
Oh, that was just a little shorty with a folder.
Oh, gotcha.
And it swung out. That's one of their swing out ones instead of the bump forward ones.
Let's see. Nice. I'm pulling it up right now. Ooh, yeah, that's it. That's literally the exact one.
Yeah. And that one swings out, right? That's that little tab on the side.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dude, that's crazy that somebody put an EOTech on it. Literally, the optic cost more than the entire fucking setup.
I
That's
run Hollow
crazy.
Suns because I'm a cheap bastard.
Bro, you know what though? Holosuns, like a lot of people shit on it. Like I had Swamp Fox come on the show, and he straight up said, right now, Holosun, and over the last like 3-4 years, Holosun has the best laser emitters in the business for their sites, and a lot of other companies like SIG and some others are purchasing emitters from them, and something like the 507C X2, the RMR cut red dot. I have one. It's on a pistol, so I can't really show it, but that can take up to 8,000 Gs of force before before losing its zero.
Yeah.
8,000 Gs, like that is crazy.
That's being blown up, bro. Like that's
Yeah. Now, so I dropped mine from about 6.5 feet up, and from like the top of my gun safe, I dropped it directly on it on a concrete floor, and that did knock it off of its zero. I think it may be referring to like 8,000 Gs of recoil. I don't know. I don't know.
It also might have been something like the mount it was on, or a loose screw, or something. It could be
That's
something
true.
else.
That's true. It absolutely could have been something else. So that's crazy. Okay, sorry, real quick, and then we'll tie it up. I'm sorry. This is probably one of the coolest streams that I've had in a long time.
I appreciate it.
And you got to understand that, like, typically, if I mention anything about explosives, people are like, okay, like you should have seen Petey Ralph's face when I mentioned explosives. He was like, what the fuck? So when I meet somebody that is like, like cool with it, it's like, oh my God, like,
Yeah,
you know.
well, you got to see. It's refreshing to me as well, right? I go into the public, and again, you say the same thing about bombs or
Mhm.
explosives. And they're like, oh, terrorism or extremism. It's like, no,
Yeah, yeah,
your rights.
it's crazy. That's very true. But being that you made a bunch of Glock magazines, I imagine that you also enjoy shooting Glocks.
I do. Although it's not my favorite gun, my favorite
Oh,
handgun that I own. I have majority Glocks. My first Glock was a Glock 20, 10 mil. Big
nice.
fan, and I lived in Montana, so you carry a 10 mil in Montana.
Petey Ralph said, "I heard my name." Good to see you,
Hey,
brother.
Ralph. I love
Dude,
Ralph.
I bet I could guess your favorite gun.
Ooh, it might be. Okay, go ahead.
Well, okay, so I'm between two. So I've had this gift. Now it's not failed me yet, but maybe. I typically categorize people, right? Like some people that see Glocks as a tool that they'll use, but it's not their favorite. It's not their, it's just like a utilitarian thing. They usually have one of two things that's like SIG and CZ.
Nope, not quite.
Oh, damn it.
I'd say
Okay.
it's in the same category, though.
It's like a single double.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I don't know. Lay it on me. What is it?
It's an M9A3.
Oh, okay. Okay. Classic.
So we have M9s in the military.
Yeah.
And I know anybody or people might talk shit about me having an M9, but the A3 is like crispy. It's
It is
very
a
nice.
remarkable handgun.
Yes, beautiful
It is,
trigger.
and it is beautiful. Goonbeam, what's up, brother? I actually was just using my Goonbeam. It's so fucking bright. It's crazy. It's 85,000 candela, like 1,450, no, 12, 1,400, a lot of lumens, it's crazy. So shout out to Goonbeam if you guys want a link. Apparently a bunch of you guys have been purchasing those fucking things. So thank you, and I'll drop the Goonbeam link in chat as well. Yeah, so I do have a Beretta, standard 92 FS, and I love those things, man. Like they're
standard.
Whoa, sorry. I love them, but there's just something that is so special about the M9A3. The finish, the feel, the grip angle, the threaded barrel, the sights, the Picatinny rail. It is like the M9A1, but like the Lord laid his hands upon it and blessed it with flat dark earth, and boom, it's incredible.
Absolutely. I got the 30-round stick mags for it, bro. It's
nice.
And I got big hands, so they get that little the back strap, the little rubber back strap that goes with it that gives it like a little bit more beefy grip, and it's just perfect for my hand. I love it.
Now, do you have the factory Beretta mags with like the little outer shell on the bottom of it?
Yeah, so I bought it from some dude. I think I bought it for like $800, and it came in its little ammo can that they come in, and the two mags, which I still have. I'm sure it's going to be collectible at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, FDE with black accents. I don't know. I'm in love with it.
Yeah, that's been one of my guns that I'm like, okay, I need to get one of those. But I just cannot stop building Glocks, man. It's just like I have like 24 Glocks that are all double stack 9mm. Well, it's not true. I've finally built a 43 and a 43X that I carry. I didn't build the 43X, but I think, everything else is some version of a double stack 9mm standard, 9mm Glock mags.
Yeah, I carry a 43 on me. Again, like you said, it's a utility thing.
Yeah.
Like M9's cool, hammer fired, all this stuff, really nice or whatever. But a Glock it's a Glock.
Yeah.
The shit of it. It'll always be there for me when I need it the most.
Is it an all factory 43?
Yeah, I got a +2 extension on it, but yeah.
Is it the Shield Arms +2 extension or?
I don't know. I bought it a really long time ago.
Okay, I was just curious. Would you consider switching to a 43X?
I have considered it. What's standard 43X capacity?
Standard 43X capacity is 10+1.
Okay.
However, the S15 magazines take it to 15+1.
Do those sit flush?
They fit completely flush. If you're not a flush guy, 20+1. I literally AIWB all day, 21 rounds of this thing with a backup mag of 15, 36 rounds with the footprint of something that is 2/3 the size of a Glock 19.
Yeah, I have considered it, and now I might consider it even more.
It will change your effing world, dude. It is like holding this. So that's with the 15+1, and then I keep the two 10+1s like in my little I got a little EDC sack. Of course, I don't know. I'm not being very EDC with it right now. Oh, here it is. It's a
like
little
fanny pack.
Voltec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like a micro backpack. And I just keep the 10 rounders in there for like whatever if I run dry on this shit, which hopefully I don't ever run dry of 36 rounds without getting to another gun.
Yeah.
But man, like the 43 is dope. I love it. But dude, 16 rounds like on tap in a gun this small is because you can actually take the slide off of a 43, run it on a 43X. The only difference here, I'll do this. The only difference is they widen the actual grip area. So it is a 43 up top, and then the bottom is just widened the slightest bit. And I mean, it's still so small, man. It's incredible. So I actually sent Ralph one of the +5s for his 43X project. They're not cheap. Like this is an $80 magazine because it's $40 for $42 for the mag, and then another $42 for the +5 extension. But man, 21 rounds in my EDC. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I love it. It is an incredible firearm, and I am way more accurate with a 43X compared to the 43. I don't know what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I highly recommend it.
I'll definitely look into it.
I'll leave you with this. If you do choose to get a 43X, don't do what I did and just get the first one that you see. Get the MOS model. So let me make sure I'm safely doing that. Get the MOS model because it actually has an upgraded frame to where it actually has a rail section in it, and it has a slide milled for red dot.
Yeah.
So you can actually run an RMSC red dot on it and a light. And companies like HCM Holsters or JM4 Tactical, which is the company, it's so cool. You can literally just pull up a magnet and take your whole
Yep,
unit
I've
out.
seen those.
Yeah, they're cool as shit. Then you just drop it in, flip the magnet down, and you're done. So, it's been the best carry gun that I've had like ever. So
I think so. I went 43X shopping not too long ago, and I think the first place I went to had a 43X MOS. So I
nice.
might have to go check it out. It wasn't that
The
expensive.
other
It was like
thing, if you
450
didn't get a 43X, the 48 MOS is a game changer too, because that's like the Glock 34 version of the 43X. You got the additional barrel length.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it all depends on like how big. Like if you're rocking like what you are now, like shorts and a Hawaiian boog shirt, like a 48 with 21 rounds in it may not be the most comfortable thing to carry.
Yeah. I'm used to the 43, how small it is, because I'm like kind of small framed, so I don't want to
Yeah.
like imprint that much. Not that I don't really care if I do or not, but
Yeah, do whatever's comfortable for you, man. But if you do convert, you will fucking love it, and you'll be like game changer. 16 rounds in this mofo, like
yeah,
increasing your capacity by nearly 10. Well, you got 9 plus 1, but or no, right? 6,
it's 8 plus 1.
Plus 1. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game changer, man. It's awesome. But
I'll check it out.
I have now kept you for 2 hours and 38 minutes and 15 seconds.
Damn.
I am so sorry.
That's all right. My wife's probably asleep by now, so it is what it is.
Dude, damn good conversation, man. I really had a great time learning a lot more about you and your familiarity with all the things that are energetic. That's cool as shit. And remind everybody who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, Danny Meatball. Are we cool yet, Dev? You can find me on Instagram. I hang out mostly on Instagram, is where I post most of my like work in progress. Feel free to message me. I answer all my messages to the best that I can. Just be on the lookout for random shit that I decide to make.
Hell yeah. Do you have any firearms coming up soon that you're...
Not yet. I haven't really dabbled in the firearm business.
Okay.
Just yet.
Just curious. I think there's something up there that's like, it's coming. Something from you is going to come, and it's going to like break the industry.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah. Yes, my eyes are still open. I'm not asleep. But I encourage all you guys to go check out Danny Meatball on Instagram. Guys, do me a favor. When you go, follow him on Instagram. Obviously, follow him. And then his top 10 pictures, the first 10 pictures you see, like all 10 of them, hit him with a like bomb, and make his phone blow up for the next like hour or so.
Great.
Show him some love, and he's a hell of a developer, and he's got some cool ass shit. I mean, you guys saw the 37 millimeter that he had. Like, holy shit! Like, the mind and like the creator's mind that you need to develop something like that is crazy. So make sure we show him some support. So
I appreciate it,
you coming
guys.
on, man.
I love you, chat. Love you too, Dark.
Yeah, man, Chat's fucking awesome, and thank you. I love you too, and I appreciate you even responding to my DM like that. That's fucking awesome.
Of course, buddy.
So every single night, every night that I stream at least, I always end my streams the same way. And I tell everyone, rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that you be kind. And every single day, everything that you do, it is the only thing that you can do that is just like the littlest investment with the highest reward possible. It's free. It's free. And you may make a huge impact on someone's day. So be kind, live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others, and remember that a hand that's open to give is open to receive. So when you bless others, you'll be blessed as well. And of course, we all know that the only way that we can combat evil is by good men and women skilled in violence. So make sure that you are becoming as highly skilled in violence as possible, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. So guys, that's it. I'm out. Danny Meatball for the win, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks, guys.
Later, guys.
Later.